Welcome everybody to the KI Garage Demo Day 2022. My name is Michael Feigelmann and I'm the project lead of the KI Garage. And I will guide you through today's evening. We are broadcasting live from Halle 02 in Heidelberg. And it is absolutely great to see how many people have joined us today to watch the best AI startups from our accelerator pitch. Besides the pitches, we will also have a fantastic program around it. We will start with a warm welcome by our program owners, the Baden-Württemberg Stiftung, represented by Mr. Andreas Weber, who is the head of education programs in the foundation. And we also invited the Ministerial Director, Michael Kleiner, who is the Ministerial Director for Economics, Labor and Tourism. And then it's time to shake out your pillows and blankets, because then we will go into a little story time. We will follow up on the journey that you, dear startups, had so far. And then it will be time for the main acts. We will hear today in total 6 world-class pitches, and the startups will show the huge progress that they have made over the past month. And in the end, we will have 3 winning teams. Before I hand over to Mr. Weber, maybe some quick words about us, the KI Garage. We are an ecosystem where you can experience, where you can meet entrepreneurial spirit with AI expertise. So this means if you have an AI idea and considering founding a company, or you maybe already have your company, then we are the ones to talk to. Like I said before, we are a program of the Baden-Württemberg Foundation. And to address this mission, respected key players from the locations Heidelberg, Mannheim, and Karlsruhe collaborate together. And why this whole thing here is possible, our first guest and welcome speaker, Mr. Andreas Weber, will tell you. So, Mr. Andreas Weber, the stage is yours. Big applause.
Dear Mr. Michael Feigelmann, thank you for your nice introduction. Dear finalists, dear jury, dear coaches, dear guests in Heidelberg, and dear online participants, ladies and gentlemen, dear Mr. Kleiner and dear Professor Würzner. In the name of the Baden-Württemberg Foundation, I welcome you warmly to the Demo Day, which is being organized within the framework of our artificial intelligence program, the KI Garage. But before we start, let me point out that we are in the Baden-Württemberg Stiftung deeply shocked by the horrible act of violence at the University of Heidelberg. Our thoughts are with the victims and their families and those who are affected by it. With the KI Garage, which was founded last year, the Baden-Württemberg Stiftung wants to strengthen the future viability of Baden-Württemberg. We want to visualize innovative potential and support the establishment of a broad network that consists of relevant players from the AI sector in Baden-Württemberg and beyond. A vibrant network which is continuously expanding. At the same time, we aim to raise the public awareness on the topic of artificial intelligence. The KI Garage supports startups from Baden-Württemberg in realizing their ideas in the field of artificial intelligence and developing them into viable business models. Our goal is to close the gap between research and the implementation of products by providing specific training sessions to facilitate the emergence of real businesses. We initiated this program to contribute and complement already existing offers. We intend to link and connect artificial intelligence with the business sector, with purposeful adapted qualification models. We want to enable young researchers to turning their ideas in reality. To ensure a sustainable growth of the most promising ideas, the KI Garage connects the most major startups with local companies. We are very proud that we have assembled so many great startups in Baden-Württemberg and really appreciate their participation to our program. Our selection of the startup teams is quite diverse, displaying different innovative ideas ranging from the sustainable water management systems to quality control system for textiles. Those two examples already illustrate that AI is a cross-sectional technology which is represented in all industries. After an only 3 months qualification phase, the teams have made significant progress and have further developed their ideas into major startups. Supported and guided by experienced experts, the teams received in weekly workshops basic entrepreneurship training and could deepen their knowledge about artificial intelligence. These 6 remaining teams have shown an immense amount of courage, tackled many challenges, and worked hard to improve their business ideas. Tonight, we want to honor their continuous efforts and endurance of the past 3 months. I wish the finalists all the best for their pitches as well as for their future journey. I'm very confident that not only the state of Baden-Württemberg, but also Germany will benefit from the AI developments and startups. Last but not least, I want to especially thank the Mayor of Baden-Württemberg, Mr. Würzner, and Mr. Kleiner from the Ministry of Wirtschaft, Arbeit and Tourismus for contributing to our event. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Weber, for this short and warm welcome. And I think as a result of this kind of an innovative path that the Baden-Württemberg Foundation, but as well the state of Baden-Württemberg is following, we can see the result in all of our 6 startups today. And to emphasize these impressions, we also invited our next guest for today. He is the Ministerial Director from the Ministry of Labor, Tourism, and today he would like to talk why in the southwest of Germany we have such a great foundation. A warm welcome and a big applause for Mr. Michael Kleiner.
Dear ladies and gentlemen, dear finalists, dear jury, it's a great honor and pleasure for me to welcome you to the KI Garage Demo Day 2022. We get 6 great ideas presented in this final. All of them show an inventive approach to make use of AI in order to solve existing problems in various fields. For Baden-Württemberg, it is crucial to foster such ideas since AI is key to the future competitiveness of our economy. Value creation, employment and prosperity will largely depend on which regions are ahead in AI. But not only this. AI has the potential to help overcome societal challenges such as climate change, shifting demographics, or in medical science. And we are fundamentally dependent on that as well. However, not all is fine. A recently published study by the European Commission concludes that there is a huge investment gap in Europe compared to China and the US. The study puts this gap at 4 to 8 billion euros annually. Moreover, in an international comparison, there is also considerable catch-up potential within the EU regarding the number of AI companies. This is another reason why we believe it is so important to also succeed in getting investors interested in events like this. Because investor commitment is an important precondition for successfully advancing the commercialization of AI. Even if the comparisons with China and the US are not yet what we would like them to be, I think we are nevertheless on the right track in Baden-Württemberg. We have many companies, startups or research facilities that are on the forefront of driving innovation in AI. But global competition is fierce, so we need to push forward with all our energy and continue to promote this technology. Therefore, the Ministry of Economic Affairs is strongly funding research, development and commercialization of AI in Baden-Württemberg. One of our prime examples we put forward recently is the development of the Innovation Park AI in Heilbronn. Together with public and private partners, we will invest more than 100 million euros over the next few years to establish a center of AI value creation with international appeal. The Innovation Park AI in Heilbronn is intended to expand our regional AI ecosystem significantly by providing an ideal setting for companies, researchers, talent and investors. Further, it will also complement existing flagship projects elsewhere, such as Cyber Valley in Tübingen and Stuttgart. Here, the state, together with research facilities, universities, companies and private foundations, has established a European hotspot for world-class AI research. But AI must be more than research. Nothing works without research, but research alone is not enough. We also want innovation. That means products, processes, business models that are successful on the market. We have to transfer scientific findings into economic power. Since 2019, the KI Fortschrittszentrum at Fraunhofer Stuttgart serves as a one-stop shop for the knowledge transfer from theory to implementation. In the first 2 years, the KI Fortschrittszentrum, together with companies, developed over 80 proof of concepts and examples. An integral part of our AI strategy for Baden-Württemberg is the dissemination of knowledge and the promotion of AI implementation across SMEs that represent the backbone of our economy. Programs like regional AI labs offer low threshold and customized services to small and medium-sized enterprises. The range goes from simple information sessions to networking events, experimental spaces and consultancy when it comes to implementation. Right now, we are in the process of releasing a new call for these labs. So later this year, the regional AI labs can continue their work. Even if we are still at the beginning of a great development, AI-related technologies are already in use by many actors in Baden-Württemberg. To present these applications to a broader audience, we set up the AI Champions, where best practices by companies and research facilities are awarded and presented as a model for others. The host city of the KI Garage, Heidelberg, brought up 2 champions last year. In-context technology as well as Aleph Alpha applied with 2 convincing best practices. This year, the 3rd edition of the AI Champions will take place. In a few weeks, we will release the call and look forward to innovative applications. Furthermore, did we create an annual AI innovation competition, KI Innovationswettbewerb, where firms can apply with their own AI solutions they want to develop. Since 2019, more than 90 innovation projects were financed with approximately 22 million euros. About a third of the projects were collaboration projects between firms and research institutions. This highlights the importance of knowledge transfer between world-class research institutions in Baden-Württemberg and private companies that will apply theoretical knowledge. These efforts already showed results. On the AI map that is released by the platform Lernende Systeme, Baden-Württemberg is the leader among all German states regarding the most AI applications. Dear ladies and gentlemen, not only is Baden-Württemberg a global hotspot in AI and innovation surrounding it, but also a region bearing great potential and talent. With the campaign Startup BW, the entrepreneurial spirit shall be promoted and startups can grow into a community. Especially technology and service-focused startups can benefit from a wide range of support that the campaign offers. Measures include startup consultancy, vouchers that support prototype construction, financial assistance like the early stage funding program Startup BW Pre-Seed, and support for accelerator programs that startups can join. The accelerator programs assist firms in their early phase intensively. Each accelerator is highly specialized in a specific field or technology and part of a wider network. For instance, the Cyber Lab in Karlsruhe is the accelerator for IT startups focused on AI, IT security and smart production. The startup scene in Baden-Württemberg has also a platform to connect and showcase their products not only regionally but also on an international stage. In 2022, the Startup Summit with a focus on AI and innovation will take place on the Stuttgart Fair between September 29 and September 30. With Israel confirming its attendance, one of the leading scale-up nations and innovators in AI will join this year's summit. Dear ladies and gentlemen, dear finalists, Baden-Württemberg is a hotspot when it comes to AI and innovation. But we want to get even better. Our ambition is to become an AI powerhouse, and the brand AI Made in Baden-Württemberg shall be recognized globally. That's why we want to strengthen the startup scene and try to build a strong community in which newer ideas and initiatives receive the best possible support. And the AI Garage is a building block on this path. With this in mind, I wish all the participants and finalists of the KI Garage Demo Day 2022 the best for the pitches and every success for the future. Thank you very much.
I can say that we are definitely more than proud to have such great founders and such great coaches within our accelerator program. And besides the geographical diversity, we also have such differentiating business models, we have such differentiating founders and attitudes in our whole batch. But now let's start step by step and follow up on the journey that our startups have gone through. So nearly every startup that began in October with our accelerator started in the very beginning, I would say. Some of them had academic work, which was the foundation of their current technology. Others have already calculated their idea and just simply needed assistance to bring on their idea onto the road. And speaking of roads, once upon a time, our little story started. Started where we are now, in Heidelberg. In the mid of October, we met for the first time the coaches, get the chance to know each other. We, as a KI Garage, get also the chance to know you. And even some of the startups get the first time the chance to meet their team members in person. We started the program, had a lot of fun, and we all knew that the couple of next months will be a hard time for everyone, but still a very valuable experience. And after this good start, we began with our first educational program, our business sessions. We had a lot of different topics to cover. In a total of 66 individual coaching sessions, and 4 workshop leaders helped us a lot to transfer their business model. For example, Dima, who helped some teams to turn their business model completely upside down. We also visited a digital zoo with him, where we seek for mice, rabbits, and whale customers. Next, we met Lily Misani, who taught us a lot about the energy you need for cold calling. And at this point, some sales strategies got literally freezer burned. And now let's turn on the next page of our little story, the technical AI part. Together with our mentors, we tried to improve your products even further. In 45 breakout sessions and 29 mentorings, for example, Fabian Müller from Statworks helped to show you where you can solve your AI modeling issues, and also take the chance to look up left and right and see how others could solve relatable modeling issues. In our double trouble session with Ferdinand and Corbinian from Kineo AI, we climbed up the efficiency ladder. There, we tried to save AI training time for every team, and this was kind of the foundation for some teams to reach for the stars. But now we are here at the present, 28th of January, final of the KI Garage Network Accelerator 2022. A great final and the end of our startup journey today. And now we will soon start with the pitches. I would like to give Mr. Kleiner maybe the chance to try again to open up, and then we will start with the pitches. So, Mr. Kleiner, the stage is yours. No? Okay. Then we will do it without Mr. Kleiner. No problem. Then I would like to explain how we will move on with our pitches. So, we have 6 teams in total selected who will present their progress, passion, and pure will that they needed over the past month. We will hear in the following order the teams Visual Abstract, Hydrop Water Systems, Fast AI Movies, Fabrics, Mentalport, and Syntavo. Each team will have 5 minutes of total pitching time and 3 more additional minutes for Q&A with our jury. We will do approximately around 7 p.m. a short break, and after these 6 pitches, our jury will together decide with the criteria idea, value and customer benefit, marketing and sales strategies, technology, financials, team, traction, and pitching style. And we also would like to take the progress that every team have made throughout our accelerator program into consideration. In the end, we will have 3 awarded winner teams. 3rd and 2nd place will receive some coaching vouchers with our world-class startup experts to push for the last 5% within their startup. 1st place And overall winner of today will receive €1,000 and a wildcard for our Scaling Up program. Now we will come to our probably most responsible people in terms of evaluation for tonight, our jury. We had to do a short time-wise switch because Vanessa Kahn got ill, and we replaced her with the high-class Nicole Formica Schiller, who is also a board member of the KI Bundesverband and the CEO of her own company, Panamico Health. She's further the head of steering committee at the Federal Task Force and advisor for the Task Force AI and Health and author. Today, she is digitally connected to us. Big applause for Nicole Formica Schiller. And as a second, we have a local AI startup star with us. He went through the typical KI Garage journey. He started with research in performance analysis in computer vision at the Heidelberg Collaboratory for Image Processing. He did his habilitation in 2016, and shortly before that, he founded his company Pallas Ludens, a data annotation company. Then he sold his company, and he and his team completely joined Apple. After the time at Apple, he started his second company called Quality Match. A warm welcome and big applause to Daniel Kondermann. Last but not least, she is into the VC world since 4 years. Before that, she studied at the HEC Paris and the Copenhagen Business School. She recently set up the German office of an European fund called Norta Capital. She is currently investment manager at Alston Capital, a B2B software investment company. They were involved last year into investment rounds with up to 100 million euros. She has never been to Heidelberg before, and that's why I'm even prouder to have her with us today, Sophie Tribius. Okay, enough talking for today. Now it will be time for our main acts. And we will start off with a startup which is probably the most scientific one in our batch. A huge applause for our first startup for today, Visual Abstract.
Vielen Dank. Good evening, everyone. There are 7 million people, and I repeat, 7 million people that had to watch text like this every day for hours at a time. And I'm not talking about lawyers. I'm not talking about engineers. I'm talking about medical researchers. And medical researchers asked us, can you make something that's faster to read, that's easier to remember, and that makes reading fun again? Our company is called Visual Abstract, and here comes our solution. We turn that into this. It's a beautiful graphical summaries that we call Visual Abstracts. Now, how do we do it? How do we turn water into wine, so to speak? Our software takes the medical text on the left and produces the output on the right in about 3 seconds. 2 steps are involved. First, we extract medical information using NLP, and second, we match that information with medical images. Now, where do these images come from? Well, we designed them, all 2,000 of them, every image in this presentation, and we hold the IP to every image, to our trademark, and we filed 2 patent applications to protect the process I'm just showing you. And now, how are we going to make money with this? Now, this is very important. We do not sell our software. We sell the Visual Abstract that our software produces. And we sell each of them for €200 a piece. and it takes us only 50 euros to produce them. Now, if you're asking, who will pay 200 euros for an image? Then the answer is our key customers on the next slide. So you have on the left, pharmaceutical researchers. They must advertise the science behind their products, and they do not care about price. And then on the right, you have senior academics who want to maximize the visibility of their research, especially on social media. Now remember this number, $10 billion. That's what these two customers types spend every year just to publish their science. That's the market size. And what do they spend their money on? Well, 500 on language editing, 2,500 on publication fees, 3,000 for a video summary. The 200 that we are asking, that's nothing compared to that. And the best part, we're the only company that uses technology to produce visual abstracts. And because of that, there's no one that can compete with us in terms of scalability and price. Now, what kind of traction do we have? Well, we have produced hundreds of visual abstracts. We are engaged in pilot projects with B2B customers. But tonight, I want to share our biggest achievement so far. As of next month, we go live on the platform of the second largest scientific publishing corporation in the world, Springer Nature. Our company is now Springer Nature's exclusive producer of visual abstracts, and we serve more than 1 million potential customers, and we sell under the most powerful brand in science. Now, this team has what it takes for market entry, and we just received the government stipend Exist. So I give you from left to right, Max, our NLP and machine learning expert, Gaurav, a third-generation artist who is heading marketing and design, our CEO, Sari, who is a project manager with an impressive track record and an ex-BCG consultant. And finally, I contribute my 20 years of experience as medical doctor and medical researcher to head R&D. So together, this team has 3 MBAs from Mannheim Business School and over 40 years of work experience. But most importantly, we want to make an impact. 3 years ago, we started developing our software, and now that we have a product that we can sell, we want to scale up. And for this, we're looking to onboard an investment partner this summer for our first seed round. Someone who wants to join our journey and severely disrupt the publication industry. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Benito. Now we will have some time for some jury questions, and I would like to hand over the microphone to our jury, which is on site today.
Thank you very much for your pitch. Great presentation.
Thank you.
I have a couple of questions, but I'll just ask one to also leave one or one more. So what is your I'm just curious about your long-term vision, because if you visualize all those data,
So there are 2 strategies that we're pursuing. I mean, first, of course, we are a mission-driven company. That means currently it takes us 50 euros to produce 1 visual abstract. But at the current pace, we're probably hitting the 10 euro mark in the next 12 months. And ideally, we bring down the price until it costs €1. And if something costs just €1, we can establish it as a standard. We can basically make this a standard of communication in research. So that's the vision that is driving us. And the second vision is we are generating a data set, and I know that someone here will agree that probably the quality of the data set is the most important thing. And I think we are generating a data set here that doesn't exist like that for medical research. And it hopefully will make us a little bit more independent of models that are being trained in Asia or in the US. So that's the second long-term vision.
Yeah, thank you for the nice presentation. I have one technical question, of course, not about the dataset quality. I just didn't fully understand. Are you matching so you're matching text to images in order to create a visual abstract? And the images, are they designed by you, like created by you, or is this like a library you sourced from somewhere, or how do you actually create something consistent with that, that's consistently good?
So there's no medical image library that's consistent enough, so we had to design everything by ourselves. So we have a freelance design team that has been working on Gorov, I think, 2 years by now. We have over 2,000 medical images, and every image is matched with text. That means we can match image and text, and we can also match text corresponding to the image and another text.
I have to ask one extra question. Sorry. What's the like you mentioned that it costs like 200 euros, something like that, for one visual abstract. So what is the use case of the company buying these abstracts? Is it for publishing, like social media from Springer Nature then, or would it be for the authors, or like who's the target audience and what's their perceived value of that?
So currently in our model, a scientist, a researcher, commissions an abstract for their own research, and they pay 200 euro. And they have several USPs. One is we're such a visual people. That means science communication depends on not only producing the research, but also showing and sharing it. And researchers have discovered social media. So for them, it becomes more and more important to have something that really grabs attention on social media. And as you know, in academia, citation rates, that's the currency from which everything else depends. And there are actually studies showing that if you display research as a visual abstract on social media, your publication gets read about 3 times more often than if you just post a regular text. So we are actually facilitating a way to increase citation rates for researchers. So definitely that's the main USP.
Okay, one last quick question and quick answer from our jury connected online. Nicole, do you have one short question for us?
Yes, of course I have a question. First of all, thanks a lot for this great presentation, and we really hit it straight to the point, because at Permango Health we exactly advise in that area to AI and biotech. And you mentioned Springer Nature, and I just released a book with Elsevier, so I'm very curious. I know exactly the challenge you have for the text to picture. It's a very competitive market. So my question, which I have for your product overall, where do you see yourself long-term, also from a geographic perspective, with your competitors?
So currently our competitors are design companies that manually produce visual abstracts. So I think we are already in a different realm where we are actually applying technology to produce those graphical summaries. So long-term, I think that it will not be only about the visuals. It will be about the data sets that we generate, that we use to produce this visual. So the long-term vision would be business models that are based on data rather than on the graphical summaries themselves.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, thank you very much, Benito, for your great pitch. And again, big applause for our first startup, Visual Abstract.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, and we will now directly jump into our next pitch for today, which will be presented of a team who is most certainly one of our biggest teams, with already, I think, 5 members. There she is already. They are tackling a sustainability topic. Warm welcome and big applause for Hydrop Water Systems.
Imagine coming home after a long day of work. It's hot outside, you're covered in sweat and your mouth is dry. All you can think about is a glass of water and a cool shower. You open the tap and nothing comes out? Pure fiction, right? No, because this is already realities in countries like South Africa and India. And there's also high water stress in Greece, Spain and Italy. Even Rome had to ration water.
Okay, that's really bad, but at least it didn't occur in Germany, because we have enough water, right? Wrong again. Have you ever heard about Launau? They already had to ration water in 2020. And this is what parts of Eastern Germany looked like last summer, droughts everywhere, while other parts of the country were flooded. This is climate change in Germany. And because extreme weather events will occur more and more frequently. Because dry soil can absorb less water, and we had 3 summers with droughts before the flood. And dry soil can absorb less water. This is what made the flood even worse. We can't wait for politicians to realize this problem. We have to act ourselves. I'm Katrin from Hydro Water Systems, and we won't wait until it's too late. We are going to take action now. And every action starts with a single person. It starts with you. Maybe some of you are already thinking about how much water you waste at home. But who could blame you? It's nearly impossible for you to know for what you use your water. And how much water does an average person in Germany even consume? And that's a lot. It's 129 liters per person every day. So we are going to help you understand your water consumption. To do so, you just take our device and put it on your household's water meter. The device contains a camera module, which reads out the numbers on the water meter that already measures the consumption. This data is then transferred to our backend, so where we allocate the consumption with artificial intelligence to a specific usage. So for example, this is the pattern that we see, and the neural network recognizes it as toilet flush. Okay, and what's with this peak? This means the person has washed his hands afterwards. And in the end, you can see directly in our app for what you used your water. Personalized water saving tips and a community are just a few of our ideas to improve this project. But is the user of the app really the only person that's interested in consumption data? No, because water suppliers can only read out the numbers on a water meter once in a year, and they still have to send employees to do so. And there's, at the same time, a European directive saying that people have to get easy access to information about how much water they consume and how big their consumption is compared to the average. But I'll repeat it, water suppliers are still sending employees to read out water meters. But we can make it happen that we have smart metering. So we are just, once our device is installed in a household, we are already collecting valuable data that can anonymized be used by water suppliers to better understand their peak water expenditure and their use of water tanks. And instead of once in a year, we can deliver data in real time. So we are going to sell our device to them for €80 per device. And in the next step, we need tons of labeled data to improve our neural network. And to get these, we are using pilot projects and a voluntary approach in our app to get the user of the app to label his data for personalized analysis of his consumption. And this data can then be used by our neural net to improve it, and we will bring it on the market for the end user with a yearly fee, with a monthly fee of just €1. And with this approach, we're going to be a profitable business in less than 3 years from now. Coming back to the user, what does this mean for him? Studies have shown that alone the knowledge of how much water you use can reduce your consumption up to 23%, and this also saves heating power. So at the end of the 3rd year, the hydro community could have saved more water than it rains in Germany in a year and reduced 25,000 tons of carbon dioxide emissions. And this community has already started. We are 5 students close to our degree from the University of Stuttgart with interdisciplinary engineering backgrounds. We've known each other for more than 5 years now and are united by the desire to make the world a better place. And we didn't stay alone. We are supported not only in the field of entrepreneurship, but also in the field of AI and water management. So now, it's up to you. What are you going to do? Are you going to wait until it's too late? Or are you going to change the world with us?
Thank you very much, Katrin. And I would directly hand over to our jury for the questions.
Thank you very much. Maybe I start this time. Super cool. I love the idea. It's like, it makes me excited in a way that I'm like, okay, now I want to measure all of my water use at home.
Very good.
Does it integrate with Digitalstrom servers? That's a company like Nest, but from Switzerland.
I don't know this company, but
that's exactly my problem, yeah, that they don't integrate with my stuff. But for the financials, I haven't heard how you actually make this work financially. I saw the 99 cents per month and the device. What's the margin, the raw margin on the device? And are you going to make most money on the devices, or are you going to make most money on the monthly fee? How does that work?
At the moment, the device is just a way for us to get the data, because we want to sell the neural network, but to get this done, we just need tons of label data, and we don't have this right now. So the device is just a way to get in the market, and the data it creates, we can also sell to water suppliers, but there we are just already, we are talking to them, but we don't have a finance model for this right now, but we want to do it in a subscription model way.
Okay, cool, thank you.
Yes, thanks for the pitch. I have a question on the market. You seem to target private households, and I'm just curious, what about industrial market? What is the share of the private market, and how much can you actually save? And isn't it, I don't know, isn't the big share in industrial?
At the moment, we are targeting, or this curve I'm showing, it means that around 3.5% of all smart home households are using our device. I'm not sure if I got the question right, but are you asking what is the benefit for the user?
Yeah, no, I'm just curious because your story is water usage, and I'm just curious the percentage of water usage or water, spillage of private households versus industrial water usage.
Yes, of course, it's also very important to the industrial usage is bigger, but we have to start somewhere, and this is our starting point. So we won't stay only in households, but we have to start somewhere, and this is our starting point.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, thank you. And now let's jump to the last question from Nicole.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Great presentation and very, very sensitive topic, very important topic for the next years. Actually, my questions have all been answered, which was the industrial part, whereas it's the single or the individual houses. But therefore, I have another question. How did you end up specifically targeting that market? How did you come up with that idea?
Because we want to show the people that people can make a difference if we have a lot of people. And one of the problems we see is that if we want to go into industry, we have to have a lot of money, we have to have a very straight approach, and we need a lot of contacts, and we are all students, but we want to start, and we think through the knowledge we will create in the market of the household, we will get easier access to the industrial market.
Okay, and if I understand correctly, just quick additional question, because that would have been also a question of mine. You intend to theoretically, at a later stage, to sell the data which you collected?
We want to sell the anonymized data that the device collects to water supplies, but only in a way that they can improve their pumping power, and not the data for one person. So
yeah. Okay, good. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much to our jury, and of course, big applause again for Hydrop Water System.
Thank you.
And now, our third team for today. I would say it's the team with the most diversity in terms of age within the founding team. Please have a big applause for our next team, Fast AI Movies.
Hello everyone, I'm Florian from Fast AI Movies. The topics of lifelong learning and further training are so enormously important, and yet at the same time a bottleneck for many companies. Why is that the case? A 5-minute long internal training video takes approximately 2 days to shoot, so 18 hours of works. This costs an average of 7,000 euros. Every update requiring the same effort, both time-wise and money-wise. Tackling this is almost impossible for many companies that simply want to convey their content in video format. So they are faced with difficult circumstances. But not with us. We use AI to fully automated generate videos based on your content. How does that work? The customer provides us with a text as a PDF. Additionally, a photo or a speaker for their avatar. Everything else runs automatically with our AI-based software. We shorten and summarize texts, animate the photo, clone the voice, and adapt everything to the company's specifications. If you wish, we can also include multiple choice tests to check the user's knowledge. But see for yourself.
The IT Report 2020. As of the second half of 2020, however, the general use of virtual environments and the greater scalability saw a significant rise in the number of such events to more than 10 per month, with even larger audiences. Please answer the first question. What is the key component of the shift towards a collaborative organization? What is the correct answer? Good infrastructure, digital communication tools, or new phones?
This is the new reality with fast AI movies. A fast AI movie is produced almost 90% faster and cheaper. So what should I say? Fast AI movies has reinvented training videos. The market to produce training videos is enormously large. In 2018, 3.8 billion euros, with a strong upward trend. Offering videos is enormously important and considered as a key success factor. So exactly what you need in and for your company. This year, our goal is to produce 140 videos for companies without an in-house production. Of course, we also have competitors, but we can clearly set us apart from the rest of the competition. We offer the most comprehensive overall package. We turn your PDF in a video. If you want, you get a multiple choice test, and of course, we are able to clone your voice. But what is our USP? We generate videos using AI, and that's much cheaper and faster. In addition, we only have to recalculate your video when it comes to updates or changes. Shooting a new video is not required. Every company has brochures, data sheets, or instructions. Bring them on. We will turn them into video. Our product is offered as subscription model and pay-per-use. In a first step, videos will be distributed over a website. Later, our goal is to involve distribution partners, such as management consultancies. I, Florian, am only 18 years old and am responsible for technology. I have more than 2 years of AI programming experience. Georg, who has a degree in mathematics and economics, is responsible for the business administration part. Together, we are Fast AI Movies. We evaluated our use case in more than 25 interviews. Many companies and experts confirm that we solve an absolute pain. We are currently running pilot projects with 4 customers. These are a well-known management consultancy, 2 medium-sized companies, and 1 company from the learning segment. In addition, we are currently building up a stock of our own speakers and their voices, licenses included. Our success story should continue. We want to complete our pilot projects in March. We are so proud of what we have achieved so far, and still there is so much more that we want to accomplish. Our goal is to win this event to generate a larger network and attract customers. Our idea works, and we want to take Fast AI Movies to a whole new level. We are the training makers of tomorrow and can't wait to get in touch with companies that need training videos. Simply contact us.
Thank you very much, Florian. What a self-confidence with 18 years. Wow, I'm shocked. Great pitch, great pitch. Okay, now let's start with the first jury questions, and this time change it up and ask Nicole and give her the chance for the first question. Nicole.
Yes, I also have to say thank you very much. A lot of self-confidence. I'm really impressed. So I'm sure you will make your way, you and your team. The market you're in, it's a very competitive market, and you showed the really great numbers to see there's also a lot of potential, you know. So my question is, we see a lot of this kind of software and developments also in particular in Asia, for example. So do you target on a specific, because you talk about companies in general, do you target a specific sector, like education, or what is there your plan for the future?
Yeah, so at first our sector is mechanical engineering. That's our first customers, and these are also our first pilot projects. Our AI is trained on these texts for the best slides, and also learning segment is our first product because we can include multiple choice tests and so on, and as you said, the market is very large.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Great. Let me just follow up on what you said. So learning is your first product. What is the second, and what is your roadmap?
Yeah, so our road plan is to provide videos for everything very cheap and very quick. So we have here many segments. We focus on learning videos first and explanatory videos for industry. And then there is also another product, LinkedIn teasers. So with the marketing focus, it's a bit more complex and not our first step. And also FAQ videos on websites and news or weather reports. That also often changes. So news or weather reports have to generate it every day or something like this. And therefore, it's also important to have a cheap solution.
Thank you. Just one small question. You haven't mentioned anything about pricing and go-to-market. What is your pricing strategy?
So our pricing strategy is subscription model and pay-per-use. For pay-per-use, we charge 990 euros for a 5-minute video. And for subscription, we charge between 1,000 and 3,000 per month. It depends on the product. Our go-to-market first is selling on our own website and with LinkedIn. And then we want to involve distribution partners like management consultancies or a learning cloud, and this is our second go-to-market step.
I have two technical questions. The first one is, do you train your own models or do you use pre-trained models? And the second question would be, do you actually work on many languages or is it only English?
So let me answer your second question first. Now we offer 2 languages, German and English, because we have our pilot projects in the German market at first. Therefore, we trained for German our own models. For English, we used some pre-trained ones. And the head movement, we also first used pre-trained, but now we train our own.
Can you name the pre-trained ones?
So the pre-trained models for language, I can name the other one. So for the pre-trained model for language is Tacotron 2.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Florian, and a big applause for our third team. We will now start with our fourth pitch of today. We have seen 3 fantastic ones so far, and the next startup which we'll pitch is based on a student project of the Hochschule in Albstadt-Sigmaringen and tackles the topic of the textile industry. Please have a warm welcome and a big applause for our fourth team of today, Fabrics.
Ich könnte vielleicht schon den... Ist das an?
Hi, I'm Marie, and today I introduce you to Fabrics. We provide automated quality assurance to reduce seam defects within textile production. The textile industry is one of the largest industries in the world, and at the same time, it's one of the most environmentally damaging industries. 23 million garments are destroyed every year because of lack of quality. And now let's have a look on how quality assurance works today. The sewers have a limited amount of time to achieve their daily quantity target. And the manual inspection of the seam only takes place at the end of production and only on a random basis. So defective seams are not always identified within this process. For textile companies, this means economic damage as well as high inspection costs. At Fabrics, we revolutionize the quality control of seam. We allow textile customers to implement an AI-based and real-time quality assurance of the seam. So with this process, they can save up to 50% inspection costs. Fabrics is able to detect 98% of seam defects with the help of AI. A camera monitors the stitching. Our AI provides a report, and if a defect is detected, a visual signal appears. And now let's talk about our market. We focus on the global textile and fashion market. In 2021, the revenue of this market amounted to approximately 1.3 trillion euro. And the annual sales growth is forecasted to be 3.3%. So at Fabrics, we expect a potential market value of 720 million euro. Our business model. We use a subscription model. So we provide our B2B customers the product and the service to fit out their sewing machines. And therefore, we collect the data as well as the recurring payments. And yes, maybe there's some competition within this field, and maybe some IT or textile competitors could adapt our quality assurance of the seam. But actually, Fabrics is the only one doing this right now. And who is Fabrics? A team of 3 engineering-based founders, and the combination of our individual skills enable us to constantly drive Fabrics forward. Over the past month, we joined the accelerator program KI Garage, and we're already able to gain a large number of supporters. We established valuable partnerships with potential customers, as well as getting some letter of intents. We started Fabrics at university as a research project and turned it, with the help of the KI Garage, into a prospective AI startup. So now it's the time for textile companies to improve their sustainability performance, because from 2021, the new Supply Chain Act forced them to comply with new environmental standards in textile business. So let's shape the textile industry more sustainable together and make Fabrics become a valuable part of the textile industry. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Marie. Let's start off with our first jury questions by Daniel and Sophie.
So first of all, super cool.
Thank you.
This is the type of stuff I generally like, because it has sustainability aspects and it has technology and AI. It's a cool combination. One thing I was wondering about the technology in terms of, like, on the one hand, unit economics. It seems like you need to build these cameras and you have to attach them, and there are probably millions of sewing machines in this world. So do you have a solid way to build all of these cameras and distribute them? And is this the core of your company, or is it more the AI and the software which is the core of your company?
Yes, that's a good question. We have to focus on these topics. Yes, I think we focus mainly on our software development and not so much on the hardware, but yes, we think of it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. How does the implementation of those cameras work? How long does it take? How difficult is it? And who is your favorite customer in terms of segments? So where are they producing? What kind of textile are we talking about?
Yes, we talk about, on the one hand, the fashion industry, and on the second hand, the textile industry. The fashion industry includes the fast fashion segment and the labels we all know. And the textile industry, for example, some safety-related segments, for example, like airbags or so on. And there are mainly 2 target customer groups we focus on, yes.
How about the implementation? How difficult is that to implement?
Yeah, we want to attach our on-edge device and our camera right in the back of the sewing machine and attach them right on the sewing place. And yes, the implementation is like, I think it's okay to do this. It's not so hard for us.
Okay. Up to the last question from our online jury member, Nicole.
Actually, there was a very important question raised, the attaching, the final thing. So question number 1, where do you also, is your first target group? Is it more like within Europe? Because we know a lot, you spoke about the big fashion industry, and we all know they are all in, what's on your slides is produced in Asia, and we talk about a huge amount of sewing machines. So what is there your plan actually with regard to that?
Yes, our first plan is like, the textile industry is a very traditional one, and it's hard to implement in such traditional factories. But we think we want to focus on the modern factories, and they are based like more in Europe, but in the future we also think of Asia.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay. So thank you very much for the questions from the jury, and again, big applause for our team Fabrics. Now, on to our fifth team for today. We're dealing with a current health issue topic, especially in terms of the corona crisis. This got more relevance than ever before. Please have a big applause for our fifth team, Mental Port.
Hello everyone and good evening. The spread of mental health issues is one of the biggest problems we currently have in our society. More than half of all people, and especially students, are facing mental health issues. Furthermore, we found that more than 50% of all students say that they want to make use of psychological help. As you can see, mental health is one of the hottest topics right now, and especially people of Generation Z are having huge issues. This can be terrifying. Searching for psychological help at the therapy level with a diagnosed problem is incredibly hard. But if you can no longer cope with your problem alone, getting help below therapy level is even worse. And we want to bridge this gap. To do so, Mental Port is a mental health solution for everyone who is not a therapy case, and for all who prefer digital solutions instead of talking in person. And with our systemic approach, we are empowering users to help themselves. That way, Mental Port creates a new mental health lifestyle, as our life accompanying solution will all the time be right in your pocket. And we even make mental support playful, completely individual, and 100% anonymous. I will show you how it works. Our app follows a 3-level approach in a subscription model. Level 1 provides individualized AI-assisted guidances with psychological self-help exercises. Here, our solution is specifically tailored to the situation a user is facing, and it's accessible from everywhere. The next level provides AI-backed chat communication with Mental Port, including a chatbot and one of our Mental Port consultants. It's fully anonymous. Third, we are offering personal one-by-one consultation in virtual rooms, which can be entered by an avatar, enabling fully anonymous, in-depth feedback and coaching support, again with one of our trained Mental Port consultants. But there are a lot more features that make Mental Port a new mental health lifestyle, including gamification of our app, personal routines, scheduling of exercises, as well as mood tracking, for example. We already conducted a test, learning that up to 91% of all students liked exercises provided by us much or very much. We conducted this test with 80 users, but who were these people? Especially students show a huge need, and this is the reason why we decided for a market-by-market growth strategy, starting with students as our first target group. In our marketing concept, we plan to reach them via social media mainly. And in this market, there's a market potential available of about 52 million euros. Our business model is an app-based 3-level subscription model. Level 1 is available for 7 euros monthly, level 2 for 12 euros, and level 3 is currently estimated at 36 euros per month. Here, additionally, you will get 2 free personal consultations with Mental Port each month. There will also be extra purchases available, as well as pricing bundles. At the moment, we are planning an efficacy study for our product, which will help us to possibly get a certification as prevention solution, allowing customers to get 70 to 90% of their money back from insurance companies. And in the e-mental health market, there are about 9 serious competitors, each working on different aspects and having different solutions. Compared to the huge need, we differentiate ourselves a lot from others, as we are the first solution to bring mental support below therapy level into everyday life, while empowering users to improve their skills to solve problems on their own. And this results in our positioning as the new mental health lifestyle. Regarding the financing, our primary goal is to bootstrap until the seed funding gets necessary. Nevertheless, we are currently open and searching for a fitting business angel invest opportunity to speed up our processes. Our team consists of 12 great people, mainly working in small teams. We have a team for app and psychological development, as well as one for marketing. Finally, now it's your turn. Follow us on Instagram to stay up to date and help us to achieve 200 first-time users by the end of March. And get in touch with us if you want to contribute to Mentalport or just to get to know us better. We are Mentalport, the new mental health lifestyle. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tim, and your presentation. Let's start off with the first jury questions. And I would like to hand over to our online jury guest, Nicole. Please feel free to put on your first questions on the line.
Thanks a lot for the presentation. 2 questions. Mental health, a very sensitive topic also. Number 1, the consultations, do you involve psychologists, trained psychologists, or who is there included? And the second question is, can you explain a little bit more your USP when you said new lifestyle towards the other competitors on the market?
Yes, 2 good questions. First of all, we want to make sure to provide high-quality personal consultations. That way, we require our consultants to have a solid psychological background, and we even train our personnel with our own training process to make sure that we have a high quality and that everyone just provides high-quality consultation. Our USP is basically that we are completely anonymous. There's no other solution that uses the help of AI to make a completely individual solution available for the customers. And that way, we implement all this into our app, enabling a new lifestyle experience for users. And this is our main differentiation, according to all other competitors in this market.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, then let's hand over to Daniel and Sophie.
Thank you. Such a relevant product, so super cool. I have a question regarding the impact. You mentioned that 90-something% liked your product, but have you, I mean, I like a lot of apps, but have you measured the impact of mental health? And following up on that, do you have to register as a medical product, and when do you plan to do that?
Yeah, first of all the 80 first-time users we had liked exercises provided by us. We measured a lot of things, and especially we measured how our solution, we measured our level 1 solution, how our solution helped them with their mental health especially. And we learned that this 91% gained significantly from our solution in their day-to-day mental health. And we are not a medicine product, so no medical product, and the certification I mentioned allows us to be a prevention solution, which is the step below medical product. So we say directly that we are not a medical product, we even don't want to be, and we are not allowed to be, as we do not be a therapy. And that's just giving us the opportunity to be a prevention product. So we are a step below, and we even say we are below therapy level.
Yeah, so first of all, a brace for impact, but first of all, I love this idea. I have a gut feeling that it's going to work, and I really believe this is one of those topics I'm truly passionate about. This is so important. So I think with relentless focus on user experience and making this app really, really good, it's going to work. Now, I'm saying something mean, and let me know, like, please defend yourself. I think the AI part is bullshit. Like, it makes no sense to me. Like, where do you really need AI in this thing? And is it really an added value? Or is it just a tech on to get some more investors interested in AI?
Yeah, first of all, thank you that you like this product.
And again, I love it, so I don't want to be devastating here. I really like it.
Yeah, that's great. It's a good question. The AI part enables us to fully individualize our product. So you have to imagine that we fully tailor our solution to the situation the user is facing. Without the use of AI, there is no scalable solution for us to enable this in our app. So The individual part comes specifically from the AI part. We have several AI elements implemented in our app. One is the part that we individualize our solution. The second part is that we do predictive analytics, for example, to just overwatch if we have to possibly mediate a user to a therapy, as it can be surely possible that somebody comes to us having a severe problem, and that way we use several elements.
Thank you. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Mentalport. Big applause for our fifth team. Now, last but not least, a team with a technology which I would describe as a typical use case in terms of AI. But still, they have quite an interesting USP. More about will come from our sixth team for today, Syntavo.
Hi everybody, my name is Sebastian, and together with my team members Benedikt and Alex, we are Syntavo. We provide automated machine part recognition for faster B2B after-sales processes based on AI and synthetic data. So what kind of problem are we tackling? Let's imagine we are on the shop floor of a Chinese automotive supplier with a defective machine and a broken spare part. After the responsible maintenance engineer, Mr. Lee, has failed to identify the product that he wants to reorder, he has to contact Sabine. Sabine is the responsible service technician in Germany who works for the machine supplier OEM that is responsible for the machine. So you have to imagine that Sabine gets dozens and dozens of those kinds of requests every day. With all those customers, she has to send emails, to do the communication, to do the part identification, and all the administrative stuff to send the right parts to the customers. All this takes a lot of time and money for Sabine and her company, and this is why we as Syntavo focus on the problems of Sabine and the machine supplier OEMs in after sales. So currently, the situation looks like the left. It is slow, inefficient, and expensive. With Syntavo, it will be like the right. Digital, fast, and also easy. So we as Syntavo provide a vision-based self-service software for maintenance with a first focus on spare parts. That means that Mr. Lee can directly and immediately take a photo of the spare part he needs, identify it, get the product ID, and then he is able to order the spare part directly at the manufacturer without this time-consuming communication. So what does it mean for our process of spare part ordering? As I said, no time-consuming communication anymore, no part identification, other steps can be parallelized. So all in all, this saves a lot of time and money for Sabine and her company. So what are our competitors? We found three main competitors right now, namely Lexoro, Nairis, and Partium. First of all, and we found out that we can differentiate within three different dimensions: industry, business model, and pricing and cost. So first of all, Lexoro and Nairis focus on completely different industries like retail and consumer goods. The only one that focuses on manufacturing as we do is Partium. Furthermore, we provide a software as a service-based product, whereas the others work project-based or offer license-based products. This results, so our service as a software offering results in a much lower entry barrier for our customers, in a much more customer-oriented pricing model, and also our solution results in a much lower internal cost for our customer to implement it. Why is that? Because we use synthetic data to train our AI. Usually, you have to imagine that in order to train an object recognition AI, you need thousands and thousands of images that are also labeled manually. We at Syntavo use the already existing CAD models at the component suppliers to generate fully labeled datasets to train our object recognition AI. This results in a much lower cost per image and therefore in a much lower additional effort to scale the system for like 100, 1,000 or 10,000 customers or parts. When we look at the market, the spare parts market right now is 19.6 billion euro worth in Germany. This is our total available market. And as we want to start to focus on objects and parts that are not recognizable in any other way than with our solution, our serviceable addressable market is 9.8 billion euro big. And as we estimate that we can address 5% of this around 10 billion euro, we think that our market is 500 million big. This is us, Sebastian, Alex, and Bene, and we have multiple years of experience in the industry, AI and manufacturing. And right now we have 3 paying customers and building our MVP. Then we are in a perfect situation to get funding, and after it scale our infrastructure and our marketing and sales. So this is...
Time is over. Unfortunately, I have to stop you here at this point. So thank you very much for the presentation. And then let's jump directly into the first questions from Daniel and Sophie.
Great, thank you. I have a question on what you just ended. So exactly your roadmap going forward. What is your funding strategy? What are you looking for the next financing round? And
Perfect. So on? Thank you for that question. So, as I mentioned, in the middle of 2022, we are in the perfect situation to get funding, and that's why we ask for 1.5 million investment in the middle of 2022 in order to accelerate product development and enter our target markets and scale up sales and marketing.
I also have one question regarding the error rate. So if you build such a system, it probably costs serious money if you misidentify parts.
Yeah.
And probably humans already suck at it, right? So if you have someone going through a catalog, it might be even worse. Do you have any studies on that topic? And do you also know the impact of an error, like the financial impact of making errors there?
Yeah. So let me go to one of the backup slides. So for Mr. Lee, right now, 1 hour of malfunction of a stopped machine costs 10,000 euros, right? And approximately it takes 12 hours for Mr. Lee to actually find out the spare part right now. And with our solution, this would result in this example in 120,000 euros each incident. And when I understood you right, with our solution, it is also possible that our AI algorithm or our trained AI model is like confident up to 90%, but then still misclassifies. But then still, Mr. Lee has to. So we offer him 2 separate possibilities, 2 separate images, for example, of the parts he wants to identify, and that are possibly the right solutions, and then Mr. Lee takes the final decision. So we still leave the final decision to the user.
Okay, thank you very much, Sebastian. Now, last question from our online jury member, Nicole, please.
Yeah, thanks a lot for this great presentation. I would have been very curious to see the rest of the slides, but maybe next time. I like that you said you leave the end of the decision at the human decision making. I have one question. You said you already have 3 clients from what I understood. Please correct me if I got it wrong.
Yeah, that's right.
And okay, thanks. And we also know that sometimes there's a bit of reluctance, particularly in Germany, to really adopt AI products like in the SMEs or in the industry. How do you really convince the people that it's you, compared to your competitors, despite the slide which you showed where we focused on? Or did you already get a bit of feedback in general from the market, how open they were to use this specific application?
Yeah, so the feedback we got from our first pilot customers and also partners is huge. So they are really interested in applying our technology and adopting innovative ways to actually find or give their users the right way to find the spare parts immediately or very fast, right? And so we just had, with one of our customers, we had a meeting this week, and we were talking about alternative solutions like QR codes or like product IDs printed into the parts. And he said this is like old school, like 10 years ago, if you go to China and you tell them that you connect your products with QR codes to your web shop, then they laugh at you and say this is like old school, like 10 years ago. And so they are really keen on working together with us with the AI technology.
Okay, good, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Sebastian, for your presentation, and a big applause for Zintavo. Wow, 6 such different topics today and 6 great pitches so far. Now it's time for the jury to decide. Patrick and Robert will take you to the backstage area, so you have some time to decide. And Nicole, to you, you can also now join the Zoom room with the link we sent you before. Everyone else, and especially all startups, you can now sit back, relax, grab a drink if you want, because you have done it for today. Me, as one of the KI Garage members and speaking for everyone in my team, we definitely have to say that we are so proud of every single one of you. You've done absolutely great, and I absolutely know that to make the switch from pitching at home in a safe environment in front of a computer is something totally different than here live on stage in front of a crowd and a live stream. And you absolutely, every one of you, did absolutely great. And please, and a big applause again for all of our 6 startups. So now, while the jury is deciding, let's take a look on what will be in not only for the winner of today, but also as the next program part of the KI Garage, our scaling phase. With up to 8 new AI startups, we will start at the 1st of April with our mission to let your AI startup grow.
Therefore, we build up a 9-week-long program where the key focus will lay on getting more contacts to customers and the VC world, but also build up a solid baseline within your internal organization so you are able to grow. How does it look in more detail? Like I said, the kickoff will take place on the 1st of April, where we will check your status quo. Our first stop on the new journey will be the topic of operations and strategy, where we will learn how to build up the backbone of your company structure. These will be very individual, but also quick workshop sessions. In the second part, we will address the topic of customers. We would like you to prepare for real, by us organized customer speed dating formats. In order to ensure a high quality, we will provide you some specific customer pitch training and also help you to correctly set up your sales funnel.
And further, besides the customer pitch training, we will also help you to correctly set up your sales funnel. Third step, it's money time. We will try in a similar approach as with the customers. We will try to provide you the right trainings and the right workshops so you will be prepared for by us organized investor pitch trainings. Further, we will also provide you a personal high-level mentor who will guide you throughout the program and help you in a very individual approach to proceed with your startup.
Third one, or last one, will be our deep dive week. There, we will take a look again on your very specific needs of your startup and arrange one more workshop to tackle your current needs. And in the end, we will have our final demo day. 3rd of June. Please mark it in your calendar already. To take part in the program, you either have to win today or you have to meet the following 5 criteria. You must have founded your company in Baden-Württemberg already. If you did not find your company in Baden-Württemberg, your permanent residence has to be here. Artificial intelligence must be the core part of your technology. Using it in your marketing tool or consider using it in the future is not enough anymore. You must have a validated idea. This means that you are able to show us paying customers. 4th one, your team should be fully completed. This means that you at least have one AI founder as an expert in your team, and as a second one, a deep level business expert. If you further have someone who's responsible for sales or a domain expert, this also would be nice. 5th and last one, we expect you to have an internationally scalable business model. If you're interested, you are invited to apply for the batch starting in on April 1st. Simply visit www.kigarage.de and apply there. And for further questions, or if you would like to partner with us as a company or maybe as an investor, feel also free to contact us with our contact form at the website. So, and now one last thing before we announce our winners. And therefore, I would like to jump back to our network accelerator that we did before. Like I mentioned in the very beginning, we started with, I think, over 11 teams, which we helped to transfer their AI idea into a sustainable business models. We had many business and AI workshops, and like you all have seen today, we have quite a broad range of tackled topics and industry. And still, in order to design quite an individual approach, every team received a personal coach for their project. These coaches help the teams throughout the program to share the knowledge they have in weekly sessions, also worries, fears, and wishes. And therefore, I highly appreciate the help of our 14 startup coaches: Laura, Marcel, Jessie, Caroline, Markus, Birgit, Anna, Julia, Thomas, Peter, Omar, Nadine, Amina, Alina, and Thomas again. With all out of you, this whole program wouldn't have been possible. And I think that we have a couple of coaches here today, and I would kindly ask the coaches who are here at the moment to come on stage. So please, the coaches who are here, please come on stage. So, Marcel, Markus, Alina, and all the other coaches who are most certainly watching online now, thank you very much again for your help. Without you, this whole program wouldn't have been possible, and I think we wouldn't have seen this all of kind of results. Thomas, hello. And also Thomas, thank you very much for your help. And you all will receive a small goodie bag at the entrance. For everyone else, for every coach who is connected online, we will send it to you via mail shortly. And please, again, a big applause for all of our 14 coaches. Thank you. The jury has decided. We have 3 winner teams. It was a very, very tough decision, and that's the reason why we needed some couple of more minutes. And I would like to start with the 3rd team for today, 3rd place. Great pitch, like I think, and I personally did not expect that. It was, like I said, a very close race, and the 3rd place for the KI Garage Network Accelerator Demo Day goes to the team of Fabrics. Congratulations. Well done. Okay, we will do a short photo. Okay, great. Thank you very much. Again, big applause for our team Fabrics. So, 2nd place and winner of a €600 coaching voucher with one of our world-class startup experts. 2nd place of the KI Garage Network Accelerator goes to the team Mentalport. Congratulations. Okay, great. So, last but not least, our 1st place for today will not be presented by myself. It will be presented by the mayor of the city of Heidelberg. It was, like I said, a very tough decision, but the 1st place won with a huge amount of points. Okay, so 1st place absolutely crushed it at this moment. Please, warm welcome and big applause for Professor Dr. Würzner.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. First of all, I must say it's really wonderful to be here with so many young people with dreams, with a lot of knowledge. I'm really impressed how old are you sometimes. I think the youngest one was 18 and make a fantastic presentation in my opinion. So I was very impressed. I think it's one of those things what we can do on the local side, on the regional side, on the national side to support the next generation. And this is you, the next generation who is really developing new tools, new products, help us to find better solutions for a better world, as we wanted to say. It's independent if you're working in the field of water resource savings, what we have seen here through AI new technologies, which is, in my opinion, very, very important. We started here, I think, 20 years ago in Heidelberg, just to meter our water consumption every night for every school and send this information back to the schools via some information tools. And the school knows how much the energy consumption was going up or going down. So it was a wonderful awareness program beside all these technology ingredients. So I was very impressed by these ideas, helping you to get a better protection through AI technology. And the only thing is, how can we support you? And in this field, I think it's very important that you know that Baden-Württemberg, the state of Baden-Württemberg, and also the city of Heidelberg, we really want to support especially those knowledge, and I will always say brain technologies, because it's the future. And when you look at the McKinsey study, which mentioned where were the last super hubs in the last 15 years. So where were the most innovative cities and region in Europe. You also came to the point, Baden-Württemberg is very strong in this field, and Heidelberg is also one of those super hubs. I don't want to say how exclusive, but normally if you think about Heidelberg, you're not directly linked to AI technology or new biotechnology solutions, but we are really a super hub also in this field. So many thanks to the state of Baden-Württemberg, to the ministry, to all those who are supporting the KI Garage, also to our technology park, Mr. Dumine and his team, who's really trying to serve here as best as possible, to the team who helps you to create new business, because it's not just knowledge, it's also a new business which you wanted to create, and this is very important, not to leave the technology to those who sometimes find a packaging a tool, mostly from the US, and just sell it, but it's indirectly your knowledge. So keep it in your company, keep it in your dreams, and try to find people who serves you with money and technical support. That's exactly what we wanted to achieve here. So many thanks for all the presentations. I was really impressed. And I'm now pleased to present you the winner of the KI Garage competition from today, and it is Suntaro. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So I first have to check it. Suntaro is wonderful presentation, and I really congratulate you to this first prize. You are the winner of the KI Garage, and here is your certification. Wonderful. Okay. Just a second. Just a second. Sorry. Otherwise, complications. Okay.
Okay. So, thank you very much, Mr. Würzner. Thank you, Suntaro. Great applause for our winner team today. So, we have done it for today. 6 amazing pitches, which we heard, and at the end, one absolutely deserved winner, like I think. And I would also say thank you to everyone else who joined us, especially our organizational team from the technological side, but also for our jury and our caterer and all the people who helped us to make this whole evening possible. Thank you very much, and a big applause for everyone else. Thank you. Okay, and I would say that's it for the live stream. We will still stay here for a little bit more. Thank you to all viewers from the live stream that you joined us for today, and we will see each other at a later point. Thank you.